The legend Max Kaiser and Stacey Herbert joined Alex Jones, and they shared with him how America is not a place, it's a people, it's an idea. And those foundational principles, those foundational ideas set forth by the founding fathers, well, they're coming alive and they're blossoming and exploding in El Salvador and anywhere in the world where Bitcoin is taking shape and blossoming. A lot of good things are happening. And we even heard Alex Jones in this interview said, hey, he thinks he's going to have to make his way to El Salvador soon. Ladies and gentlemen, as things are getting darker in the fiat world, the bright orange future, there is a Renaissance 2.0 happening as the U.S., the West, and other nations are entering into the fourth turning. El Salvador has left it. They're coming out of it. They have strong leaders building strong future and making no promises to their people, but only to allow them to achieve their greatest self, to get out of the way and allow for a free market and individuals to strive and achieve.
To provide more economic opportunities. You know, as Stacey was saying, it's remarkable that countries like the United States or Great Britain have to bribe immigrants with free money and free population. The more the growth that you'll have in the economy, which will provide more economic opportunities. You know, as Stacey was saying, it's remarkable that countries like the United States or Great Britain have to bribe immigrants with free money and free goodies and free phones. But here we're getting huge influx of folks by just giving them an opportunity to be their best selves. We don't give them anything except freedom. And we are attracting the best and the brightest. And the people who are just interested in freebies and they just want to get on the social welfare system and in Canada or the UK or the US, that's where they end up. But we only want doers. We only want builders in El Salvador. We don't want...
All right, Shalom. This is Howard 1 by Nyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahushai, Ba Hashem, Harakah Kwadash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. All right? That's what this is all about. Belief, faith, watching, waiting, patience, understanding, wisdom, truth. That's what this is about, man. But anyway, yeah, you heard it in the pre-clip. I'm gonna put it in a post-edit. This guy, Max Kaiser, the guy right here you see in the animation. They got him running, escape to Bitcoin country. Now, we all know the mindset of Esau. This guy here, his name is Max Kaiser. All right, he had an interview with Alex Jones today or yesterday, and him and his wife was on Alex Jones, and they were speaking about how he fled to El Salvador from the United States. They moved there. Now, I looked it up on YouTube, and you can see a lot of Edomites moving over there, you know, from America. There's a lot of rich technocrats or whatever you want to call them. And they're moving over there, and they're making allies with each other, and they're saying we don't want this, we don't want that. You don't come up. We don't want you if you're gonna be a slacker. We don't want. You know how Esau is, man. They'll go to a place, slowly migrate there, even to the point of sometimes taking it over. But they slowly migrate there, become friends with the natives, and the next thing you know, they begin to build corridors, and just like they did in Africa. They took over Africa. Now you got the Africans trying to push them out, push Esau out of there. So the same thing with El Salvador. Now that it's looking brighter over there, you know, you got some brothers believe that could be the area of the wilderness, you know, you never know. But it's a lot to it. So El Salvador has become a Bitcoin country, you know, moving towards digital currency. They've even gone as far as, let me pull this picture up. They've gone as far as getting rid of one of the biggest gangs over there called the MS-13. Now you got you have a big influx of gangs, MS-13, whatever else you can think of, flowing in through America's borders. But, you know, and as they look, it's mostly military-aged men coming through America's borders, and at the same time, you got these rich Edomites trying to jump ship and go the opposite way into other countries because America's not looking too good, not looking good at all, especially for 2024. A lot of the investors, the long-term investors, are jumping ship. All of America's allies are jumping ship, joining the BRICS nations, which they've just done on January 1st, 2024, which is going to build inflation. Because the more these nations pull away from the dollar, the less buyers or investors you'll have in the dollar, people that want the dollar, right? So that means America's going to have to print more dollars to balance that weakness of the dollar out, to give it strength. So they're going to try to produce more dollars to make it seem like there's movement, make it seem like there's an economy or a demand. Because when there's a demand, then they create more dollars. The dollar becomes more valuable. But there's no demand, there's a need. It's bleeding, so they're trying to patch it up, trying to fix it, trying to heal it. But they can't. And that goes in the scripture as well. So they're trying to heal it with QE1, QE2, QE3, QE4, QE, quantitative easing to infinity. And what they're doing is digging a deeper ditch for America to get out of. It's impossible. All right, so they're gonna have to print more dollars to fix the value of the dollar around the world, because it's gonna lose value because nobody wants it. It's called de-dollarization. So they're gonna have to produce more dollars to fix the weakness of the dollar, try to strengthen it. Instead of $1, you have $2. Now it's stronger. So they want to strengthen it. So what that's going to do is cause something called hyperinflation. And at the same time, you have the feds. Excuse me. You have the feds sticking a knife in the back, in the kidney of America, bleeding it out with interest rates, which goes into deglobalization, which is all scriptural for America to lose its power around the world. And as that's happening, you're going to have a lot of people, especially Esau, you know them, jumping ship. A lot of people that's wealthy jumping ship. And you got a lot more wealthy heathens here in America than you do have wealthy Jakes. The El Salvador, do I got something here? I don't think I got them on here. But I know El Salvador is our people. All right, I may pull them up. But El Salvador, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're Jakes. But the thing is, check this out. All right, this is the president of El Salvador. His name is Nayib Bukele, and I think he's a Palestinian. All right, Palestinian. And they say he's more honorable than the presidents here in America, in the Congress, you know, the government. All right, so the Salvadorian president Nayib Bukele was elected in 2019 as a political disruptor, the grandson of Palestinian immigrants and former mayor of the country's capital. San Salvador Bukele promised an end to the divisions that had plagued El Salvador since its 1979-1992 civil war. And they've done that. They've got rid of they created a prison, a mega prison for what they call the MS-13, which were a lot of gang members from LA in America that got kicked out and sent to that country, El Salvador. And when they got there, created a gang called MS-13, took over, and basically brought hell amongst the community. So now they've cleared a lot of that up, and they've also moved towards Bitcoin, which makes their currency stronger, because Bitcoin is skyrocketing past 45,000, I think it was, and you have the dollar declining quick, fast, right? So people are trying to move to these countries that are using Bitcoin. And over there, they'll be shopping like a billionaire, like on Temu. So they have a strong currency instead of dealing with the dollar. So you can move out of the dollar in America, but then you can move towards Bitcoin, but here it's mostly a trap. You know, scare the sheeple into the oven. Take away the dollar, which is still fiat money, fake money, funny money. But it's better to have that or silver and gold than to be dealing with digital in any kind of way. You don't want a digital system. People saying you become your own banker. Yeah, this is true, but they can shut down those banks. They can shut those people down. They can shut down their whole system and bring in the what they call digital dollar. Force everybody to move to that. So they got everybody to get used to the Bitcoin, the digital system, pulling away from the dollar. And now people are even going as far as fleeing America and moving to countries that used Bitcoin. So they moved, a lot of Edomites are moving to this country, El Salvador, because El Salvador has cleaned up his gangs, cleaned up his violence. And they don't have a lot of thieves, which I'm sure they do, but amongst the government. All right, so they got him running for re-election. Why is El Salvador's Nayib Bukele so popular? Y'all can do some research on that, which is probably not that important, but El Salvador's president blasts democracy in the U.S. after Trump's removal from Colorado ballot, see? So they got a different way of thinking over there. All right, America's corruption is being seen by these nations. All right, so let's get this real quick. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust. So we're in that stage where we're seeing America being put into what? Confusion, into poverty, into a third world country. All right, so sit in the dust. That's a throne now. As a third world country. Rule from that position. Get your ass off the throne. Because America's been exalted. It was glorified. Let's get that. See? Revelation 17:3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. So, all right, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. All right, purple representing royalty. So America was made that powerhouse, that royal nation on the earth that was sitting upon, meaning ruling through the powers that be, which is like NATO, EU. But now those nations are pulling away their help, stripping America of his way of life and economy and strength. Now there's, because you got the feds, it comes from England, the Bank of England, and who allegedly rules the Bank of England, the Rothschilds, other banking families, and they've done something called interest rates, rising the interest rates, lowering the interest rates, and now they've been rising them up, and it's slowly bleeding the global strength of the dollar, causing them to print more dollars. All right, America's losing its power seat in the world. So before, you'll see America, a lot of people wanted to migrate to America to find a new life. These people that's migrating over here now, they even look like they're looking for a new life. They're like they're getting taken care of. Allegedly, they're getting 2,000 something, maybe a week, places to stay. Even in New York, they're kicking the homeless people out of the shelters, and they're moving a lot of those migrant soldiers in, alleged. So that all right, so there's an influx of people coming over. There's a lot of people trying to flee this place and go to other countries. All right, for whatever reason. And even people that came here years ago from countries like El Salvador, they were running to get here to America. Now they're even talking about going back. Let me read, look. All right, so let's check this out in the comment boards of this guy's video. It says, the dollar will lose, but America's excellence, the great city, will thrive like never before on a Bitcoin coin standard. No, it won't, because it's going up against the BRICS. That's the other thing that's against this place, America. Even if America moves, which they are, they're going to move into the digital basket of currencies. What is it going to be backed by? Nothing. China has backed their digital currency by oil, gold, silver, and other commodities and assets. So either way, the thriving nations would be like Russia, China, and other countries that have moved into that digital form before the dollar. Because of their not to get too deep, but America is the world reserve currency. But the thing is, it's the world reserve currency used for all trade and things like that. Not anymore. I don't care. Even if they move to a digital form, these nations have moved away from trading in the dollar. So it don't even matter anymore. It's over. Starting January 1st, or really the 27th of last year, December 27th, that's when Iran moved towards the BRICS. January 1st, you had Saudi Arabia and Ethiopia and other countries. The UAEA, United Arab Emirates, joined the BRICS. So they're done with the petrodollar. So check this out. Let me see, I read one earlier. It was a guy, he said something on here. If I can't find it, I ain't worrying about it. Which one froze up? But he said something on here. Yeah, I can't find it. But he had made a statement at the bottom on the comment board about some guy moved from El Salvador years ago to come here, and now now it's time to go back because how bad it's getting over here, and the way of life is trash over here in America, and the life expectancy is getting lower and lower. The media control over here, the oppression. All right, so that was America. It was exalted, it was lifted up, and then and glorified. But now let's go back to the bottom. Let's go down to the bottom. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns, so like in verse 15. And he saith, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, right? Because this was called the great city, heaping unto itself all nations. It could not be satisfied. But now you got people trying to get the hell out of here. Ruling over the nations. This place was called a melting pot. All right, so now you have the biggest migration of, it looked like military age men since the migration started a couple of years ago. You have them flooding America, all right? They said through New Mexico, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. And they said the biggest amount have rolled in at once around January 1st this year. And they said it was like 10,000 at once instead of like 2,000 a day, which is still a lot. So, but the ones that came over here and they've been living here for a while and they see how it is, they trying to get the hell out of here. And they're doing that. A lot of them have moved to El Salvador, but you hear Esau with that same tone, man. Devil don't have no new tricks. Same old bag of tricks. Yeah, we don't want you over here. If you don't, it's like, yo, you just moved. Esau, man. No backbone, man. I mean, that's true. You don't want no slackers, but it's just the way he was talking. Like, you know how they do. They'll get on the ship, and they'll start plucking people off. We need to start getting rid of some people. Yeah, we need to get rid of some. Revelation 17, so, and 16. And the 10 horns, these European nations, the EU, NATO, that have helped to establish this idea called America through the founding fathers, the 13 colonies in Britain, and Spain, and France, and England, all right, that have helped to establish the banks. This is an idea. The spirit that leaped out of the dragon like a frog, leaped out of the mouth of the dragon. It's an idea, military setup, industrial complex, with all the agencies under it, NATO, FBI, CIA, police department, whatever you want to call it. And then you have the religious setup through the Roman Empire, Catholic Church, which runs all the churches here in America, even Islam. All right, will help to establish it in the beginning. Then you have the banking, which is the banking goes into everything, all your stores, your economy. So it's America is an idea. All right. I forgot the term. I always forget the word, so I'm not even gonna try it. But it's a false identity. You know, I can't remember the terminology though. But it's a false identity, man. People think it's something, but it's really a mirage. They think it's a country, so they're like, I'm American, and it's like not even a country. It's a business. It's not a culture. It's not a tribe. You know, they say it's a nationality. Is it nationalism? Let me see. There you go. I think this might be a nationalism. It means, and I may forget it again. It always slipped my mind. Nationalism. It means identification with one's own nation and support for its interests, especially to the exclusion or detriment of the interests of other nations, man. Nationalism. They always say America first. That's all it was about. Even these people that joined the military, they're going to killing, robbing, stealing, killing for the interests of America, which is a false identity of basically nationalism. You a lot of Jakes over here, man. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I'm a Christian. I'm a this and that. All that nationalism. Something that's I'm an American, proud American. Charleston White. I ain't no Israelite. I was born here in America. So it's nationalism. It's a deception of the mind. You put a what Europe has done is they put a puppet in the king's uniform, gave him a crown, a scepter to rule, an army, a government, accountants, tanks, military, while the elite bankers, they put on business and soft attire, and they stay in the background while they run everything. But they push this person with the crown and all this up to the front, which would be like President Biden or whatever president is in office. So now you got a new target. So people don't aim at the bankers; they call them innocent old men. But over here, you got this government with this leader. Is really nationalism, an idea that has taken over the world. So, and who helped to establish that deception of nationalism? The devil, the deceiver, Esau. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, that goes into the EU and NATO, these shall hate the whore. So those elite bankers are showing their hatred towards this place. They're done with it. They used it, abused it, created it, manipulated it. Just like a pimp does his money maker. When she ain't making no more money, or the pimp ready to move into a different field, they're gonna do away with that and get some new ones. So that's what they've done. They're showing their hatred towards this place by those interest rates, because the only thing that's in their way of stopping their agenda, one of the things that's like a log blocking their river, is the Constitution. All right. So they've used America's dollar to manipulate the countries, to steal their resources, to put sanctions on these nations. But now they're done with that. The weak have said they're stronger. They've moved away from the dollar now. Now what you got? Only thing you can do now is go to war. So they're showing their hatred towards this place. People don't know because the interest rates that's going, was it Chairman Powell, the Federal Reserve? He's just a puppet as well. He's the real president of America. This system called America. These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, stripping it of its royal splendor, stripping America of its covering, and shall eat her flesh. That means what? When the scriptures speak of us having flesh upon us, it's us becoming Israelites in our culture again. So the culture and the mirth of the land is being stripped away from this place and bled out of it by those elites and those globalist bankers, Klaus Schwab, etc., etc. The Rothschilds, all the banking families. And shall burn her with fire. So they're going to have a part in America's destruction too. All right? So Yahweh have put in their hearts to fulfill his will. See, it's about the Father. The Most High has used America. I said golden cup that made all the earth drunken, just so they can be deceived and they see America as this big power, and then the Lord can just destroy it in front of everybody. It says what? And they gave their power unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. So we're in the time where Yahweh's words are being fulfilled. All right. Um. All right. So let's get to this so we can get to the point. Isaiah 47:1. Come down. See, get out of that rulership seat. Now America's being brought low. And sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, man. Pure reflection of ancient Babylon. A wicked place set up to be destroyed and confusion. All right, so sit amongst your reflection. America's made to be, it was made, created to be glorified, but the Lord like, no. This place is corrupt. So it's being brought low before the Lord destroys it. Sit on the ground. That's the new throne for America as a third world country. So it's ruling. It's still got the world reserve currency. It's still a little dominant with the military bases that it has. But that power is being taken away. Deglobalization. So it's ruling, but it's ruling from the ground. It's still the top country right now, but it's ruling from, well, China is, but America is like, yeah, you can still have a steering wheel and run things. China and Russia letting America, yeah, do your thing, man. We're gonna create a whole new system over here. So sit on the ground. There is no throne. So deglobalization. On that Max Kaiser report, they spoke of the 3 Ds: deglobalization, depopulation, and I forgot the other one. Demilitarization. If that whatever, de-dollarization, whatever. But it says, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, and these are all positions of shame for that whore that was lifted up and glorified and given purple and attire and robes and coverings. Now she's being stripped of all that and exposed and forced to get off that damn nag, get off that horse and waddle in the mud like a servant or a slave. You picture a woman getting dirty. You gotta get down and get dirty now, third world country. All right. Imagine a queen or, queen, whore, whatever, on a horse, exalted, don't want to touch the mud, got servants and everything. Like lifting it up. Now it's like, nah, get your ass down and get in the mud and do it yourself. And in that situation, a woman walking through the mud like Harriet Tubman had to do, and swamps, they had to lift their skirt up, expose themselves a little bit just to get through if they didn't want to be, too covered in that stuff. So, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. See that? That's why it says that, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. See that? So, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, man. The weakness, the lies of this place, the false policies, the backdoor deals, the robbing, stealing, and killing, and murdering that the country that this is being exposed to these nations. Their plans are being exposed to these nations. So a lot of people that are in America are seeing it. They're ready to get the hell out of here. But running somewhere is not going to help. All right. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. So all the nations are seeing the shame of this place, especially El Salvador. The president over there is pointing out a lot of the atrocities that America's government is into. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. So the Lord is already fighting against this place. All right, when he shows up, he's going to show up as a mighty angel, Yahushua, glorified, like a lion. Not coming to shake hands, but coming to bite the damn hand off and the arm. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Yahweh. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, man. See, that's what it's not just going to be in the dust. It's going to turn to darkness over this place, even to the physical manifestation of it, which could lead to an EMP. It's going to be no power at all. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. See that? Ruling over the nations. So now this place is no longer called that. People want to get the hell out of here. People cutting ties. Nations are cutting ties with this place. So it's like, nah, we good. You know, I was wroth with my people, so let's get verse 7. And thou said, I shall be a lady forever. Right, matter of fact, let me get that. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance. Right, that's how we ended up in slavery, because the Lord was angry with us for being wicked. And giving them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. They ain't show us no mercy. They slaughtered us, man. You know, look up Wounded Knee. You know, so watch, was it Uncle Tom's Cavern or something like that? Mandingo, all these different movies, you'll see it in documentaries. They ain't show us no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou heavily laid thy yoke, all the way up to the civil rights movement, and even till now. But upon the ancients, they had us in slavery and beating them over the head. You couldn't even walk up the street without getting hung or something by Esau. And thou saidest, see, this is what they said in their heart. We're going to build this place, America. Now look at it. Look what they built. The American dream. It's an idea. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. That's what they thought, man. Is that what you thought? I shall be a lady forever. See, yeah, I'm glorified. I got my purple garment. I got my purple, wait, that's IUIC. I got my purple robe. I got the riches and wealth. I got the dollar. We got military. We got our help, which is Europe. I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. All right. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that they're spending money like it's nothing. That's what America does. They dwell carelessly, not really advancing their military technology like Russia and China have done. Handling these nations' policies and treaties with carelessness. Pushing their paganism and sodomy with carelessness. This place has no care at all. It's just no morals, which makes it an animal, a beast, unruly. That dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. So now, right, because this place is done. Jeremiah 51:6, flee out of the midst of Babylon. Now, should we get up and leave? No, this is us. The Lord is speaking to the Israelites, spiritually telling them to get their mind out of this place. It doesn't matter if the heathens get their mind out of this place, they still gonna get destroyed here. But they should get their asses out of here. They should get on something and fly out and move to El Salvador. But those Edomites over there, they try to run over there and let's stay here till everything passes. Nah, they're going into slavery. All right, they run away from America to preserve themselves for slavery. Run and hide in the bunkers. If they don't get destroyed, they're gonna come out, be brought out in chains, going into slavery in the future. This is prophecy. So Max Kaiser, all of them, yeah. Alex Jones, I'm going over there too. Get out of this place. You should do that. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense, man, for the payment for what this place has done and showing our people no mercy. They got to pay for that. This is the we're in it. In the storm. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So the nations, not that they were angry, it means they were boasting and they became foolish by trusting in the mirage that America is, the idea. They fell for that deception. They bought into the dollar. They, made ties with America. And now look, so it was all set up from the Most High to get these nations to turn against America later. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed, man. So it's fallen and it's going to be destroyed, as we just read of in Revelation 17. So in this fallen state, people are going to be jumping ship, running to other countries, running to their own country. Take balm for her. Balm was a healing ointment. Take balm for her, if so be she may be healed. They QE1, QE2, QE3, printing money to infinity, but this place is not healed. So the investors are bailing out, So this place is circling the drain. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. See that? They tried, but it's not. They're not stopping the wound. It's being bled out now. All right. Forsake her. Let us go every one into his own country. That's what these nations are doing. That's why a lot of El Salvadorians are trying to move back to El Salvador. They're trying to get the hell out of here. So flee everyone, let us go and go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies, man. So it's even up to the point of the destruction where the missiles hit this place. Revelation 18 tells you that these nations they're gonna have their ships out in the sea looking at the destruction. And they're gonna say, what do we trade? What are we gonna do now? It says, Yahweh have brought forth our righteousness. So the Lord is bringing that forth. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh, our power, right? So it says these nations going to say, what? Let us go everyone into their own country. It's prophecy. Then Nahum 2:8. We know America is spiritually Nineveh as well, all right? Nineveh fell in 612 BC. It was called the fall of Nineveh. The Assyrians. All right, they fell to Babylon, which were also Assyrians, okay? It was like a civil war. What you would call that? Regime change. So the same thing is happening here in America. Nahum 2:8 is going to end with a civil war. But Nineveh is of old like a pool of water. All right, like a pool of water. Imagine that. This place was filled up, but now it's draining and it's losing the water. So what they're going to say when they see the water draining out? Yet they shall flee away. They ain't going to stop. They're going to say, come back, come back. A lot of people that are in America, a lot of wealthy people, they're going to flee out of here and spend their money somewhere else. They're going to move towards Bitcoin and digital coins, or silver and gold mining. and they're gonna spend all that wealth somewhere else, and then you're gonna have a lot of MS-13 and degenerates, and nothing against them, but I'm talking about just the gangs or the rapists, the murderers, and steal, whatever you want to call them. They're gonna be brought, as we see, to America. You know, the migrants. All right. So it's like a pool of water that's draining out, and yet they shall flee away, meaning it's going to drain completely. It ain't going to stop bleeding out. Stand, stand, shall they cry, but none shall look back. So especially with the BRICS nations, America like stick with us. Saudi Arabia like nah, the water's draining. We out of here. All right. So none shall look back. Not even a lot of people that lived here. They're not gonna look back. They ready to get the hell out of here. Take ye the spoil of silver, take the spoil of gold, for there is none end of the store, and glory out of all the pleasant furniture. She is empty and void, right? This place is gonna be empty, robbed of everything, especially through those elite bankers. You don't even have silver and gold anymore that much here in America. Silver and gold, or the bronze and the penny, silver and the coins, they took all of that away. And now the value of the dollar's being bled out. Deglobalization, de-dollarization. And then it's going to lead to depopulation. She is empty and made and void and waste. That's sitting in the dust. Sitting in the dust. There is no throne. So this place is being emptied, made void, like powerless, not important anymore. And then it's going to be wasted, destroyed by the waster. And the heart melteth, so all their dreams and plans are melting away in this place, America. And the knees smite together. See that? People are scared. And much pain is in all the loins. So, I mean, anything people do, they run into trouble here. All right? So a lot of the rich people, you have suicide. And the faces of them all gather blackness, and that represents fear of oppression, fear of the oppressing sword, fear of poverty, fear of death. All right, blackness represents people being scared and hiding. So all the people are beginning to fear what's coming. All right, because the scriptures say in Habakkuk 2, I'm not going to get it, bring it out all the time, that America has laden itself with thick clay, that thick debt. All right, and it heapeth unto himself all people, and was not satisfied, and they spoiled many nations. So now all these nations are spoiling America. They're fleeing away from it, joining the BRICS. And then the citizens here that have wealth, they're fleeing America and going to other countries, even to the point of you have passport bros or whatever, because of the women here, the mindset that's in this place. They call them Babylonian women. You know, non-traditional. So people are leaving. No longer American dream anymore. It's American nightmare. Jeremiah 50:16, cut off the sower from Babylon. See that? So the people that sowed and helped to build this place up, the investors as well, the farmers, everything that helped to build this place up is being cut off. And him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. All right? So the investors and the collectors. For fear of the oppressing sword, man, they shall all turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. And that's happening, man. And as it get worse and worse, they definitely gonna be jumping ship, getting the hell out of here, going to their own lands. All right. So flee to El Salvador. Of course, you're gonna have Esau trying to run everywhere, but the Lord said they're gonna be as a chase row that no man taketh up. They're gonna be no anywhere they run, they're not gonna have. They're not gonna be able to reestablish and build. The Lord said they shall no longer fill the face of the earth with cities anymore. Anywhere Esau try to hide, they're gonna be plucked out of there in the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. So the sower, the person that handles the sickle and harvest, and banking and farming, whatever you want to call it, these businesses, corporations, for fear of the oppressing sword, they are going to what? Turn to their own people, and they're going to flee to their own lands. So if they're Chinese, they're going to try to flee to China. Look at Xi Jinping. He went to go visit San Francisco, I think last month, a couple months ago. Came right over to America, and they cleaned it up so quick. That shows that they can fix poverty. They call them fentanyl addicts, zombie lane. All was gone when Xi Jinping of China showed up. So those people want to get the hell out of here too. They want to go back to China. They used to try to run from North Korea, run from China, because I think they're communists. And they'd be scared of him. You hear it. They'd be like, I don't want to go to China once they're here. I don't want to go to Korea. He's crazy. I don't want to go to Turkey. Maduro's crazy. Not Maduro. What's his name? Erdogan. Some shit. So they wanted to be here, chasing that American dream. Now they ready to get the hell out of here. It's a nightmare. All right? So everyone shall flee to his own land. All right? So, yeah. Esau not going to flee to their land, of course, which is Edom. Even though you got a lot of those, small hats, and the political Zionists trying to move back into Edom. So now, escape to Bitcoin country. See, why they want to do that? They want to make that their domain. They want to be free. If they're not their country, they want to go there and start their own mini abode, or like be their own bankers. So that's why they're trying to move to Bitcoin country, like it's going to save them. This is the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai upon the whole earth. That's why the Lord said that they're going to be as a chase row that no man taketh up, all the way into the kingdom, to where they literally going to be chased by the men of the Lord. And nobody going to help them. Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. See, America was the glory of kingdoms before. The beauty of the Chaldees. It was the beautiful creation of these elite bankers. It was so beautiful that John the Revelator marveled at it when he saw it in his mind. He was in awe, like, wow. It's a deception from the minds of these elite devils that the Most High put in their minds. This place shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So this place is being overthrown. Ultimately, it's going to be overthrown with missiles. All right? And it shall never be inhabited. So, yeah, every place is being empty. But when the missiles hit, this place is completely going to be out of business. Closed for business. Matter of fact, closed forever. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. And that's We're seeing the beginning parts of that story happen right now, that prophecy. But people are fleeing this country. It talks of wars and rumors of wars. The dollar, de-dollarization. All right. Neither shall Arabian pitch tent there. So what the Arabians used to do, they would travel to different countries and they would pitch tent at your doorstep, meaning at the doorstep of your country or state, and they would open up business there, and people would allow it. So the same mindset with nations that came over here, set up stores in our area where they licked the wounds of Jacob, right? Made them worse, licked our sores. Meaning what? They made money and riches off of, and they ate off of our pain, our suffering, our curses. Our people like pork, they in the neighborhood selling all that pork, rat, cat, dog, through all these restaurants that are in the black neighborhoods, or Jake neighborhoods, I should say, and poppies too. They let all these heathens open stores in our neighborhoods, well, in the ghettos where they held us at. And then they allowed them to feed the abominations to us, poison our people. To sell our people dead hair, because they know the minds of our women are corrupted, the wicked ones. Fentanyl, drugs, guns, all these things come from the other nations and are given into the hands of our people to destroy themselves. It says, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there anymore, so no longer bringing their businesses over here to America. The scripture saying, I think it's Jeremiah, it cropped off the top of the young twigs, meaning the Israelite rulers, and we were brought into a land of traffic, a land of business, commerce, and we became the business through birth certificates and social security numbers, which they place on the stock market. So neither shall Arabian pitch tent there. So nobody's coming over here to liquidate their business, to move it over here. No, Toys R Us and all these nations, they're being liquidated somewhere else, meaning moving to other nations. All right, and the people are trying to get the hell out of here too. Look at Max Kaiser. He said, I'm in El Salvador. This is great. You want to come over here, you got to have this, you got to have your this, because we don't want you if you... Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, man. All right, so this place is done. Ultimately, people are going to be forced to flee this land, but the elect of Israel that are here, we're going to remain, the hopeful elect, are going to remain here in the midst of the destruction to get that full purification. Let patience have a perfect work, that ye may be entire, wanting nothing. So the Lord can show his strength in our time of weakness, and deliver us the same way he delivered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who was Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, that were put into the furnace of the fire, the oven, and they heated it up even more, just like we'll be tried in the furnace of affliction. And the Lord will be with us in that. If the Lord be with us, for us, who can be against us? No weapon formed against us shall prosper. We are not to fear any of the thoughts of the heathens, man. All right? So we don't have to run and flee to no country. All right? Isaiah 49:23. See, they can run all over the world. They can hide. But check this out, Isaiah 49:22. Thus saith Yahweh the power, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles, man. So it don't matter where they run. And set up my standard to the people. And the Lord has done that. He's going to set up his standard, meaning he's going to set up his protection to the elect. And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. Man, the kingdom, our children gonna be going back and forth, uh, running and controlling these heathens like slaves. And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. So that means scripture said we're gonna suck the milk of the Gentiles, meaning all their riches, they're gonna give them right to us. Same way a nurse would give you the milk to a baby. Not gonna hold it from you, you ain't gonna have to fight for it. They're gonna be like, here. Ain't no Russia and China gonna be coming up against us in the kingdom. Once the Lord put down all these nations and their power and their rulership, it's a wrap. It said, upon his head shall be many crowns. All right. So that's what this is talking about right here. The kings shall be thy nursing fathers, man. Not that they're gonna be watching our children. No, the king's gonna be in slavery, but they're gonna be nursing, meaning giving us everything we need or want, all their resources from these countries, not just from a person. And their queens, thy nursing mothers, and they shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, man. It's coming. All right, so that's what this is leading to. All the other prophecies are happening, so this is going to happen as well. And lick up the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, that he is Yahweh. We're going to know it. For they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. See, we're waiting on the Lord. That's what the Lord said, in your patience bear ye your soul, man. Don't move in haste. Don't jump up and try to run to Africa like that idiot Brandon T. Jackson took a video of him in Ethiopia. I'm in Ethiopia, y'all. I'm done with America. Oh yeah, he'll be right back over here soon. You see him calling himself King David. Now this dude talking about he ran to Ethiopia. He done. Brandon T. Jackson, jackass. So people like that, you don't want to have that mindset. If anything, you stand here, become a pillar for the Lord in place, and wait for the Lord to lift that standard up upon us. Saying, touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. All right, so we don't need to flee, but you gotta, this is prophecy. They're fleeing into their own lands and back to their own people. And people like Max Kaiser, Alex Jones, all these creepy Edomites, they got money. They're gonna try to run to these jungles and amongst these countries and natives. You know, try to repopulate and go over there and wreak the same havoc. You know, so it says escape to Bitcoin countries or country. Hey man, this is prophecy playing out right before our face. Shalom.